One of the things that I mentioned in yesterday's video, Nvidia was coming into very strong structural support. Let's pop on that indicator and we'll play forward what happened with price. Knowing where structural resistance and structural support are very, very important. Have a look at what happened with Nvidia as we got down into this structural support and then the markets open. Look at how we've retraced from all this very strong structural support area. The CTKS method allows you to identify these structural support and structural resistance areas inside market structure. It updates over 270 years of candlestick pattern analysis and is the world's most powerful smart money buy and sell level detection system. This particular area is a buy area. When you get a mass of structural support, the buyers are expected to come in and support price. Just zooming out a little on Nvidia's price, you can see up here at that 138 level, there's quite a level of structural overhead resistance. We didn't get a confirmation, a retest of that structural support level to flip it from resistance to support and resume upwards. The net result of that was that we had a fail. When we have fails, we're going to get driven down to very strong structural support areas. When a strong structural levels is above price, that means the sellers are there. Just when strong structural support areas are there, that means the buyers are there. It's vitally important to know the structure of the chart that you're putting money into. It takes 2 levels of standard certification to be able to draw this structure inside a chart. And when you do, you can look at any chart with completely fresh eyes. So many people would have looked at Nvidia, especially as it was coming down like this, and would have just thought if they didn't know the structure, so let's turn off the indicator. They simply would have thought this thing is going to zero. It's gone up way too high. It's got nothing. It's just bypassed all its support. You can see recent indicative price says that it cut under support. Recent indicative price will RIP your money. By applying Level 1 and Level 2 standard certification, you can see that there was a mass of structural support underneath or below Nvidia's price. We expected a technical bounce at that point, and we got it. But this is not surprising to us, but it would have baffled the majority of people. If you're in Nvidia right now, just paying attention to this 118 level is very important. You can see that the buyers have been here before and they've rejected the sellers to try to push Nvidia's price down. Over the past 30 days, Nvidia is up over 100%. It's done very well. Always keep your eye on the structural levels, especially how strong they are. There's a mass of different structural lines inside every chart. And if you would like to learn how to draw these lines yourself on any chart, you can just pop across to the CTKSMethod.org. There's free information there for you. If you're trading and investing in Nvidia, if you're investing, you want to cluster your buy levels around strong structural support. If you're trading, you want to cluster your sell levels at a variety of different structural levels in order for you to reach your take profit targets. Just a couple of price levels just to be aware of. This 117.73 level will be rigorously defended by buyers. The 128.77 mark is really important. We need to make sure that we flip that into support and resume upwards. Then we can challenge the 131.94. Again, you want to see a flipping of resistance into support in order to be able to challenge effectively the 137.71 area. Nvidia is without question the most important chart that you need to be looking at inside the stock market at the current time. If Nvidia starts to collapse below that 117.73 mark, confirms it as resistance and resumes down, that's not going to be good for the markets. Please let me know in the comments, where do you think Nvidia will be heading to next? There's a free cheat sheet that you can download from CTKSMethod.org, and that cheat sheet will be available for the public just a little after this video. You can see Nvidia is in here, and Nvidia is part of a larger jigsaw puzzle. Nvidia's price is impacted by what happens to the major indices, the depth and the breadth of movement. Forex pairs make a big deal, and they have a substantial impact on the cost of borrowing, and therefore the ability of high-growth companies to service their debt without it impacting profit margins adversely. Also, economic data releases can just move up and down the Forex pairs, which change yields. And also, just bear in mind that the FOMC has its Fed bank stress test report due out a little bit later. Also, the crypto market is highly risk sensitive. If risk is getting into the market, either risk on or risk off, we will see it traditionally first in crypto. Financial markets are just a huge jigsaw puzzle that needs to be solved each and every day. When we're looking at Nvidia, it's a really important piece, but the major stock market indices will impact Nvidia. Crypto will impact Nvidia. The Forex pairs, commodities, all sorts of things are affecting everything else. Always remember that financial markets, the purpose is simply to pool money together. It comes from millions of different sources for millions of different reasons from all over the world. People don't have your reason for buying or selling. They have their reasons, and there's millions of them. This means a very good thing. Your gain never comes at another person's loss. If you're losing, you simply didn't manage to solve the puzzle in this day. Next day, you could well. To solve the puzzle of financial markets, you will require knowledge, analysis, skill, and then emotional control. For example, as Nvidia was just coming down and down and down, the majority of people would be selling, and they would be selling at support. Therefore, learning how to make and keep money is essential, and it's an intergenerational skill that you can pass on to your children, and they can pass it on to their children. One suggestion I would make, until you're an expert at spot, it's advisable to stay away from leverage. It's very easy for people to lose their entire net worth just by going long or going short under derivatives. You'll start to develop superpowers when it comes to reading structure, because the more you stick with the CTKS method, the more that you will understand the price is simply moving from structural support up into structure resistance and vice versa. It's always moving in a wave-based function. If it consolidates for a period of time, it's gearing up to go to the next structural level. But if it fails at a structural level, it's gearing up to go to lower structural support. This creates so much certainty inside financial markets. You don't have to be concerned whatsoever. You know the price is simply moving from structure to structure, and that's how it works. Your key is to just know where that structure is. If you would like to pick up the updated cheat sheet, you can just go to ctksmethod.org.